What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake MLB DFS Wise stream. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013, and of course I'm from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms listed above or directly at WiseTake.com. If you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level, we are a premium DFS content provider as well as a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. Go check us out. Day passes available at WiseTake.com. That being said, if you're new to this channel, welcome. You've come to the right place for some free fire DFS content, so make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications bell, don't miss out on any of the free content we put out, which right now we are covering MLB DFS Monday through Friday, meaning we stream Sunday night through Thursday night with our first look. So yeah, don't miss the boat. Chirac, what's going on, man? Chirac has a question. He says, before you start, you ever use Fangraphs? I had a question about it. If not, that's cool. Absolutely. 100%. I use Fangraphs. Most of the data that I pull for anything that I use is through Fangraphs for baseball. Obviously, there's StatCast and, other places you can get information. But yeah, Fangraphs, I've used it for years. Absolutely. If I don't get a chance to answer your question, Chirac, I'm going to try to. If I don't get a chance to answer your question, which you haven't asked yet, then I'll try to hit you up in the comments if possible. But if you drop the question and I see it in time while I'm doing this breakdown, I can try to answer it. But yeah, absolutely. Fangraphs, 100%. Everybody should be using it. Pat, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. Doing well. Pat says he cashed in an early slate. Good to see, man. Hopefully you're transitioning some of that NBA mojo over to the MLB, man. I just have a great NBA season. Chirac says, I noticed batting and pitching versus both lefties and righties at home or away. Could you run that down for me in detail with each? It's just no detail to what they mean. So you're saying batting and pitching versus both lefties and righties at home or away. So I think what you're asking me is, what does that data mean? Basically, I mean, and I'm sorry, man, if I'm not getting the question right, but what I believe it. All right, here's what I'm reading. I noticed batting and pitching versus both lefties and righties at home or away. Could you run that down for me with detail for each? It's just no detail to what they mean. So if you're looking at like a pitcher stats, right, and versus lefty versus righty, pretty simple. How are they doing versus, what are the numbers versus lefties, left-handed hitters? What are the numbers versus right-handed hitters? And the home away is the same thing. I think at Fangraphs you can go as far as to see a split at home or away. So maybe against lefties, you want to see how he does against lefties at home. Maybe you're suspicious that he pitches better at home. So you want to see how he does specifically against lefties at home, because maybe he's playing a team that's got a lot of lefties in their lineup, right? So that's really all it is getting specific with the data. The splits leaderboard, yeah. So it's just allowing you to get, specific with the data. Maybe a park where left-handed hitters hit well, so you want to see how this pitcher's done against lefties, that's at home in that park. Is it the same for bats? Yeah, exactly. Same thing for bats. Same thing. How does he hit at home? I mean, you got a player that's like Trevor Story, who his home games are in Coors Field, the best hitting park in the game. You want to see for yourself the home and road splits for anybody. Yeah, you could certainly look that way. All right, hopefully that answers your question, Chirac. That being said, it is time to hop into the top pitchers. And we're going to start off with Mr. Walker Buehler. Right, I mean, he's the top SP1. His numbers actually, Berrios is close. The difference, though, I guess his strikeouts, you could argue. I mean, Berrios is right there. Cleveland's offense has a lower WRC plus 87 with a 164 ISO. But the Cubs, while they have a 177 ISO, they have a 26% K rate. Leonard, what's going on, bro? Good to see you. So I guess in DFS we chase the strikeouts, right? So I have Buehler ahead of Barrios. Barrios is at home, by the way, which is like a rule with him, right? Joe Ross, I don't know why he's 9.6. I understand he's playing Miami, but that just seems crazy. He's had big games before in his career, and it is Miami, but I just don't feel comfortable paying that kind of price for him. I think Nick Pivetta in tournaments on DraftKings could be kind of interesting. He's playing the Rays. The Rays are a pretty good offense, obviously. Really good offense if you want to see exactly how good. They have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 highest WRC plus against righties at 107 with a 173 ISO, but they do have a 26.4% K rate, which is massive. Pivetta does have a 27% K rate, which is the second highest on a slate. And it's a massive park boost for Pivetta, so I think he's an interesting SP2 option. Or maybe SP1, being that he's 9.5. Luis Garcia, though, is probably my favorite cheaper guy. And I know he's not that cheap. He's 9.6 on FanDuel. He's not cheap at all there. He's 8.7 on DraftKings. I just really didn't feel comfortable from what I see with anybody cheaper than this guy. But taking a look at this guy, the numbers are solid. 28% K rate, 3.66 Sierra, xFIP 3.9 high, 8. And he's playing Detroit, right? I know Detroit has been sort of hot, like to a degree. They beat up on the Cardinals, I guess. But a 156 ISO for Detroit against righties with a 26.5% K rate. I really don't feel comfortable with any of these other pitches. If you want to get real crazy, I think Mejia, his numbers aren't so bad, right? 6 ERA, I know, but 26% hard contact rate, 3.95 Sierra, for the price. I mean, he's 4.7. Wouldn't play him on FanDuel, wouldn't touch him. He got rocked in his last start, which was against the Pirates, but he did throw 77 pitches, which is the most he's thrown all year. So it does seem like they're starting to stretch him out. Maybe if you want to punt with him, I just don't see anyone else that's cheap that I'm interested in at all. Top offenses. So Toronto should be the chalk. Toronto's implied for, I think, 6.2 runs right now via line makers. Dean Kremer has not been good. Kramer, whatever. 5.16 xFIP. 48% fly ball rate. This game is in Toronto. I'm sorry, this game is in Buffalo, which is where Toronto's playing, which has played out to be very hitter friendly. Right? So expect Toronto to be popular, and for good reason. Toronto, aside from just him in the park, Toronto, this is what against righties, yeah. 4th highest WRC plus against righties, a 190 ISO, only a 22% K rate. That's why. Houston's been red hot. So expect Houston to get some love. Urena has a 5.05 xFIP, 5.31 Sierra, only a 13.9% strikeout rate with a 37.5% hard contact rate. If you notice, his numbers are very similar to Tony Santillan. That's interesting. But expect Houston to get some love. Expect Houston to get to be popular. And for good reason, I'm not going to talk you off. But I think the most interesting game to me is the Reds-Atlanta game. That's one of the best hitting parks in the game right now, especially for home runs. Great American Small Parks, what we call it. This Tony Santillan dude has a 6.11 xFIP and a 5.23 Sierra. Right? 37% hard contact rate, 45% fly ball rate. It's looking good. Right? So you got to like Atlanta. Right? If we take a look at Atlanta's offense, they do have a 25% K rate, but a 189 ISO in a massive park boost. That we like to see. On the flip side, not really sure who's pitching for Atlanta, but we're pretty sure it's going to be a bullpen game. These are the bullpen stats, which are available at WiseTake.com if you're a subscriber. If we take a look, I have got it sorted by xFIP, like the worst bullpens. And Cincinnati, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th worst xFIP. Atlanta, not too far behind, with a 4.53. So these are 2 bad bullpens. And this should be a bullpen game for Atlanta, from what I understand. We'll have to see. But both offenses, the Reds and the Braves, look great. If I'm building one team, probably going there. Sean V says Red stacks over Brave stack easy. I don't care which one. I really don't. I like them both. But regardless, that's this game stack city, right? I'm a little worried that it's going to gain traction, get some ownership. If you want lower owned shit, Pirates and Cardinals, that game, I mean, those are two offenses that I just never have any luck with, and two offenses that just aren't very good. Right next to each other. Pittsburgh 124 ISO, 289 WOBA, 84 WRC plus against righties. St. Louis not much better, 289 WOBA, 148 ISO, 23.1% K rate. It's just, these are two offenses that have struggled. But we've got two pitchers that may be the worst on a slate. Chad Kuhl is a 5.78 xFIP, a 5.7 Sierra, 17% K rate. And then Carlos Martinez, Seymour's been getting tagged. I think most recently the Braves tagged him up. But he's been awful, 15.6% K rate. Not a great park. And I just showed you the two offenses that are playing each other. It's not pretty. But lastly, well, I guess I'll save that for the what to watch. The Dodgers. We can roll the Dodgers. Davies has been terrible. Dodgers are a good offense. Is there anything else to discuss? I don't know. I don't think so. So a bunch of different ways to go. As far as things to watch, Anthony K. 4 xFIP, 4.090. Those numbers aren't good, but they're a lot better than his ERA. 50% ground ball rate. Thing is, he's playing in Buffalo, Hitters Park, and he's going up against Baltimore, who actually is third in WRC plus against lefties at 115 with a 170 at ISO and only a 21% K rate. I kind of think Baltimore is kind of interesting, right? The Washington-Miami game. Washington's going to be low owned. Not a good park out in Miami for hitting against this Poteet kid who's got a 4.8 xFIP, a 4.66 Sierra, only a 200 batting average balls in play, and a massive fly ball rate. It's kind of interesting. And then I kind of already talked about it, the Mejia, JC Mejia twins. I talked about how Mejia's numbers show that he's got some positive regression potentially coming. But maybe it's not against the Twins, who have a 106 WRC plus against lefties with a 191 ISO and only a 23% K rate. Not quite sure. Dong Watch, I'm going Freddie Freeman, number 1. These are home runs for anyone who's new. Freddie Freeman, number 1. Nick Castellanos, number 2. It'd be easier for me to pick a red if I knew it was pitching for Atlanta. At least starting. This give me a shot. But either way, we looked at it. Bullpens are bad. Let's go Trey Mancini for the third one. Trey Mancini, Freddie Freeman, and was it Trey Mancini, Freddie Freeman? Who's the other one? The Castellanos, the Reds. Duh. Anyway, Nation, that's gonna do it. Chirac has one more question. When it says versus right-handed pitching at home, does that mean handed? Does that mean right-handed pitching versus batter, home field, or right-handed pitchers? Well, it depends on if you're looking at if you're looking at hitter stats, Chirac, then it's the hitters. Everything is the hitters. The hitters' home field. If you're looking at the pitcher stats, it's the pitcher's home field. Boom. You know what I'm saying? That's hopefully that answers the question for you. So if you're looking at batting stats, right? Then and it says right-handed pitching at home, that means when he's at home, the hitter. If you're looking at pitching stats, then they're saying when the pitcher's at home. Hopefully that clears that up for you. Anyway, Nation, I'm going to get out of here. Please hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate those of you taking the time to hang out with me live, and I appreciate those of you taking the time to watch or listen after the fact. Leave some comments. We appreciate the comments. Share the show as much as you can. The more we grow, the more we're able to put back into the shows and the content. And, if you win, hit us up on Twitter at @wise_take. Hit me up at CK_013. Because we like to see it, man. We like to root for our people. So, for myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always, luck.